Hello everyone, we are back today with another season 7 Apex Arena highlights. Today we're gonna look at a game between 251k, very strong Langrisser rank player, and Horny Potter, who is another Langrisser rank player. Now this game in particular is actually me playing Horny Potter. He's a guildmate of mine, and the reason for that is because I wanted to play with his SP Altemuller. But let's just look at the team in general to see what we have. So on player 1 side, we have a pretty decent looking tank push team. We have Hilda, Blood Pack, we do have SP Elwin, looks like Bracer, Sigma there, very dangerous as a sniper, Mario, who is also a sniper, and then also Licorice, nice HP, almost 12k as the healer, and using Bishop, so definitely equipped, you know, with the right equipment. Now on the right side, if any of you have ever fought Horny Potter in his box, we know that it's a rush box. So Illustrio, we have Clotaire, Knight of Mystery, then we have Kruger and SP Altemuller. Now for this game in particular, instead of even though SP Altemuller is built like a DPS and he has very high attack, before even the game starts and getting the stack with only one stack, we actually went with this skill set instead, which is very rare, which is fusion buff, strong arm for tanking, and then supreme battle. And we're using Flanex specifically, and the reason for that is to deal with SP Elwin. So if you look at this side, of course Mario can snipe, and Sigma can snipe, but SP Elwin is the one that has a super long legs using unicorns. And this one here with no healer, it probably, and let's look at how fragile of the I guess the characters are. It probably makes most sense to have somewhat of a tank, and let's just jump in the game and see how it goes. But definitely an alternative way to use SP Altemuller instead of just going full DPS. So its left side is just kind of hanging back because the right side definitely have the advantage in range. However, I'm not sure if you noticed, but Kruger did not use his 3C turn 1. So Breeze on Elwin. However, he is not able to reach Kruger just yet, which is, planned that way. Purposely stay back. Okay, and then SP Altemuller is guarding everyone. Okay, going on. So left hand side, player 1 is still kind of hanging back. Okay, after the fusion buff, now 2 range guard is set up. And Kruger 3C has been used, so now player 1 has to be careful with positioning. Player 1 went in, trying the RNG, try to dispel the 2-range guard. But unfortunately for player 1, the guard was still there. But he is successfully in now killing Altemuller. But it's okay now because Elwin has already spent his moves. There's no way to guard or heal him. So he's dead. Now here is the interesting part, where Sigma tried to snipe from range, but unfortunately Clotaire was able to live. And the only reason why Clotaire was able to live is because SP Altemuller was able to provide the fusion buff from, and the troops were then strong enough to tank the hit. So with SP Elwin out of the way, now SP Sigma dead, it's 4 against 3. But the advantage player 2 now has is because Kruger has debuffed basically their entire team on the left, and he's just getting basically hammered. He's hammering them with AoE after AoE after AoE. And there we go. That just completely destroyed them. And because of debuff, even with Licorice's 3C wasn't able to do enough damage to destroy Clotaire. And obviously Kruger is very, very durable when he had his shield up. Actually, no, let me take that back. Did he even have his shield up? No, actually, no. Sorry, I apologize. Evil God Kruger did not even have a shield, but because Hilda got her attack buff removed, she wasn't able to do much. This is when she got his shield back up. More debuffs on him. So basically, at this point, it's 4 against 2. Player 1 is very heavily debuffed. Really has no chance to recover. 4 against 1 now. But yeah, so it's, you know, sometimes you have to really look at your team. While you definitely have advantage with range and whatnot, but depending on what your opponent has, it might be more beneficial to sacrifice one of your DPS to use as a temporary tank. So, you know, technically SP Altemuller did nothing but fusion buff and took 2 hits and died, but because he was able to take the hit for someone else, it has allowed the player 2 to win the game. So think of the bigger picture instead of just, you know, individual heroes. Definitely a very interesting game indeed. Hopefully that was somewhat entertaining. Normally I don't play a rush box, or and you know, those who know me, I love to play with tank push, but this is one of those where no healer, all rush AoE was very fun, and using SP Altemuller as a temporary tank instead of just a straight up DPS. So next time you use your SP Altemuller, you might want to think about your opponent and your own team and how to utilize, use all the different skills that's available to him. Take care and aloha.